But this is telling us, oh, she warming her hands up. She getting ready for a smackdown. Hello YouTubers, welcome to my channel. I hope you are doing wonderful today. It's late in the day here where I am, and we had just had the Thomas Markle interview on at 60 Minutes Australia. This video is not about that, but I just wanted to say quickly that I will be doing a vlog on that video vlog on that, because for me, it's something that sums up a lot of the things that we have been discussing on this channel. Additionally, I want people who have reservations about the things that I say about Meghan Markle to watch this, because I think when you see Thomas Markle, you hear his voice and you hear him lay out all the issues that are essentially plaguing his relationship with his daughter. If you can't watch that and have sympathy for this man and to really see what has happened to him, then you essentially, to me, you don't have a soul. You can't sympathize with someone who has broken their heart. And I'm not even going to go into it because, look, I'm already starting. It's like, I just can't wait to talk about it. But I'm going to watch it again. I'm going to see if I've missed anything, because I think the YouTube channel only had the clips, and I'm going to watch it on my VPN to actually see the actual whole series. So I'm excited about that, and I should have that out to you by tomorrow. Now, this video is going to be about something that has also been a continuing theme on my channel, and that is, you know, the Smackdown, because we know that to learn anything, and this is how I learned the most crucial thing in my life. If you go back to one of my earlier videos, I give you the history behind my whole Smackdown, where that came from. I had a Smackdown, and that Smackdown when I was a young girl taught me a lot. And at the time, it was humiliating. It was one of those things where it was so like traumatic, because mine was a for real Smackdown. Like, no symbolic Smackdown. It was like for real. And that Smackdown straightened me up real fast in a way that I didn't even talk about it. I never told anyone really about it. I think I may have mentioned it to a couple of people like years later. But after it happened, that Smackdown was so, like, the reality got slapped into me, because I was delusional. And if you guys know which video that was that I did, where I showed you the history of where I got the Smackdown, please let me know. I don't know. It's like maybe the first top 10 videos I did is in there. But that's how you learn, when you are able to have someone knock the sense right back into your head. Because sometimes you go through life and the common sense just starts to leave. You start getting full of your own nonsense and your own self-talk, that you think that you on this cloud and people trying to bring you back down to the cloud where all the people are. And you might just need a Smackdown. And this story here is so, for me, it's telling me the Queen is warming up her hands for a Smackdown. She warming them up, because she is starting to make some changes. She sees that there's been like these digs at her and her family, the institution, for a few years now. And everyone's been like, Queen, do something. Come on now, do something. And she's been just like dignified. You know, the Queen is dignified. She, you know, she might be fuming underneath, but she gonna still hold her own and her composure and not really let you know. Because she is letting people know, okay, we're going to get ready to do away with these old protocols, and we getting ready to do some new ones, because some changes are coming. That is a good thing. So the Queen ditches her never complain, never explain policy after the row over Harry and Meghan calling their daughter Lilibet. The palace will no longer let mistruths go unchallenged. That's right, Queen. That's right. Because at some point, you're going to have a breaking point. And this Lilibet debacle has really giving the queen her breaking point, and she ain't standing for it. My Mr. Otis is getting ready to come up here. I think he just ate and he getting ready to come up here. And I'm so happy about this because hopefully now some lessons will start to be learned and things can start to change for the better for Harry and his wife, that they will start to see the error of their ways, because the Smackdown can straighten them up and set them back on the right path. Set them back up on the right path. So this could be a very huge learning moment for them. It may be somewhat like shocking, like in your face up front, like shocking you into your senses. This is something that the queen is going to warm up to and not allow these mistruths to continue, because it's defaming the things that she represents, and it's hurting a lot of people in her family, I'm sure. Because I'm sure they're in her ear saying, you know, come on, queen, mama, grandmama, do something. And she's just trying to be dignified. But yeah, she's warming up to it. And that's a start. And I'm happy about that. An insider said the briefing war in LA has really pushed the queen over the edge. Yeah, this is the tipping point. This is the point where she just got a little bit of that dignifiedness is getting ready to kind of be put off to the side, and she getting ready. She's warming her hands up. That's what she's doing. So the queen will no longer remain silent. We're going to finally hear her voice when they start coming with this nonsense. Yeah. So she is no longer going to allow these mistruths to affect and to circulate around the royal family. She's putting her foot down. So the dramatic departure from the long-standing never complain, never explain policy, Her Majesty has instructed her courtiers to correct any statements which misrepresent her private conversations or those of other senior royals. And we know that there are going to be talks amongst the other senior royals with Harry and his wife. They're going to be having conversations, talking. They're going to try to come to them with like a little olive branch. I know, like, okay, can we be friends? Can we be family again? You know, because, you know, I'm trying to get some more money or whatever it is. I mean, they don't want to lose this relationship. They are trying to set a tone, and they're trying to say they can do what they want to do. But at the same time, they don't want to lose the relationship. They don't want to lose the ability to have communications with the royals, because this is essentially their claim to, or what they're holding on to continue to be relevant. And the queen is thinking, if we're going to have these communications, I'm going to allow your lies to die. Because we know if the queen comes out and says, hold up, that's not what happened, people are going to believe the queen. Whatever statement that she has put out, that is going to be the statement that is going to essentially give us the real story. So they can go around perpetrating, telling lies, this infamous couple, but the queen is letting them know, try me. Try me. Put out something that's not true, and I'm going to set you straight, because I'm warming up my hands. And I'm so happy she's doing it. It's like, finally, maybe she's been listening and hearing what we're saying. Me in particular, like, you know, saying we got to do something. We can't go on like this. This is not good for anybody to have these lies and things coming in the news, and Harry threatening to sue the BBC, and it just gets real ugly when you don't set the tone for how we're going to proceed when information comes out. We're going to make it very clear what the truth is. So this extraordinary move demonstrates the Queen's exasperation at the relentless briefings that allies of the couple have been giving to the media, and follows the bitter dispute over Harry and Meghan's choice of name for their new daughter. This is the thing that I did not know, that it was meant to put that name Lilibet to bed after the Duke had passed. We know that this is something that is dear to a lot of people. I mean, if there's a nickname that only certain people can call you, then there's an understanding that these are the people who are allowed to do that. And Harry and his wife knew that this precious, unique name was being put to bed. And the Queen is essentially writing Lilibet on the card that she had wrote to Prince Philip at his funeral. And it was like the ending of a sweet, pure nickname that had to be trashed and run over and disrespected by this couple, essentially by Harry's wife, because Harry was just like going along with it. He was like, oh, Lilibet, you want to call the child Lilibet? Okay. I want Diana, you want Lilibet? Okay. He just rolled with it. You know, here's Mr. Otis. Come on, Mr. Otis. Okay. So that was to be the end of it. It was not to be used anymore. And here this girl go, just, you know, causing all kind of problems. Because we know it was her. You ain't got to be a rocket scientist to know that. Okay, so the Queen is going to do that. And this is a good thing, because we need someone to kind of hit the ball back over the net, essentially. Because they keep just bobbing over these balls, these tennis balls. You know, and the Queen ain't hitting nothing. She's just dignified. She's just letting it go. But she warming her hands up, getting her racket ready, and she get ready to hit it back. And this is a good thing. So the feud began when US-based journalists favorite for supporters of Harry and Meghan reported that the couple had asked permission to name their daughter Lilibet, a deeply personal childhood nickname of the Queen that was used by very close relatives, including her late husband, Prince Philip. Okay, so I guess apparently other senior royals may have used it. But, you know, there was an understanding that only certain people use this name. That was the understanding. But Royal Insider had described that the conversations between Harry and his grandmother as telling and not asking, confirming a BBC report last week, which said that the Sussex says, I'm working on it, y'all. I know y'all trying to help me, but you know, I'm a little slow sometimes, and I'm going to get there. Okay. Had not asked the Queen if she had any objection to their choice of name. Now, Harry and Meghan reacted furiously, instructing their lawyers to contest the BBC's story, which they described as false and defamatory. They just full of all kind of just nonsense all day long, just getting it wrong. And trying to say you're going to sue is just that's just going to make more problems. But that's all part of their game plan, because it gets them the publicity. It gets them in the news more. You know, they want something like this, but the Queen doesn't. And I think the Queen sees that, you know, in order to prevent any lawsuits coming forward or this happening again in the future, she's going to have to say something. And I think her saying and letting everyone know, hey, I'm warming my hands up for a Smackdown, watch what you say. And this is what they're going to have to start to deal with, because they can't just say what they want now without a reaction. So the 95-year-old monarch has put aside the controversy yesterday as she smiled and even tapped her feet to the music during the Trooping the Color, her annual birthday parade. And, you know, I thought it was really nice, the G7. I was watching all of that, and her cutting of the cake, and just the way she was hosting the leaders. And things went really well, and I felt like, you know, they're just getting on with it. They're just doing what they have to do, because they like, look, we ain't putting up with this couple. We going to do what we got to do to stay relevant to the people of the UK. Our goal is to remain faithful to the citizens of this country and to represent our country well. And that's what she's going to do in the most upstanding, dignified way. And you have to love it. You have to be happy that the queen is just, she's keeping it moving. She's doing what she's got to do, and she's doing it in a very upstanding way. And she's ready to show this couple, hey, get ready for a smackdown.